And I'm Kevin Coleman reporting for the Saddle Post, and I am with Janet Griffith, who were you co-owner of Skateaway?
Yeah, well, no, we owned the Skateaway from Gary's parents had it, and they built it, and then we bought it in 1980. We bought the business. So we weren't co-owners after that. And we weren't anything before that. We just were professional teachers and we skated amateur ourselves and then turned pro and then taught at the Skateaway. Taught lots of kids in this town.
So you skated and then you bought a skating rink.
We skated out of his parents' rink, which was Skateaway. And then in 1980, they wanted to retire, so we bought the business. Gary bought his family business from them.
And when did you retire and sell the building?
In 2006. December the 16th was our last session for the people.
Okay, but there's a way for people to reminisce about it this holiday season.
And that's right. They've got a Skateaway Christmas tree, and what it is, it's a memory tree. But what's unique about it is that all the skaters from the past have their names on it if they made an ornament and hung it themselves. And so, and the tree is full of ornaments, and it's got ornaments with pictures, which is extremely interesting. A lot of them did a picture on an ornament and brought it down and hung it. So, and that's really nice to look at. And then we have a really unusual thing. Daryl Robinson, who skated and played hockey in 1960, he made a hockey stick, he and his son. And it's the same size as a real hockey stick. And he finished it, and then he put all the names of the hockey players from 1960 on it. And there's a lot of names, there that, well, some of them have passed away, actually. But some of them are still alive.
Did they play hockey at Skateaway?
They played hockey at the Skateaway. Gary, I had 4 hockey teams, to tell you the truth. There were 4 of them.
No, there were 6.
There were 6?
We had 6.
I thought you said 4 the other day.
No,
That's
we
why
had
I
6.
said 4.
Okay. Well, it's been a while since I skated myself, and even longer since I skated at Skateaway. So,
Mm-hmm.
But this is the tree is part of a holiday tree walk by the lake.
They started that project last year, and it's a charitable project. And actually, we did a memory tree in honor of our son, Greg Griffith, who passed away in 2017 on Thanksgiving Day. And so we did a tree for him. It was 5 years since his passing, and we wanted to we were the first entry of the Shine On Chillicothe. And so then when I took it down last year, I was telling Gary and his sisters, I said, let's do a Skateaway tree next year. And I didn't know why or how we were going to do it, why I wanted to do it. But when I got to thinking about it, I thought it would be a great thing for the kids to have fun with and make their own ornament and put it on the tree.
Kids, or are they all grown up now?
They're all grown up. Sue Albrecht lives in South Carolina. We have 2 ornaments from her with her picture on it with her dance partner. And then we have one coming from California, one coming from Florida, one coming from Tennessee, and also South Carolina, I told you, and Kentucky. Our girl that worked for us, Gary? Tina Welch. She's married now, but she's going to make an ornament and hang it when she comes in at Christmas time. So it'll be on the tree.
So people are still making additions to the tree.
They'll make them up until Christmas, and we have to take it down after New Year. And I told him that, and I said, when you come into town, just bring it, or if you want to, mail it to us. Now, a lot of them have mailed it. Mike Odell from Columbus, he mailed his, and so we just put them on the tree for him. But most of the ornaments are made, well, they're all handmade. The Blakeman family skated, and they skated speed for Gary, their sons did. And they bought ice skates and glued pop caps on them and made them roller skates. They're unique, and they're on the tree, and they have their names on them. And so, it's just a tree that's going to be decorated all season long by skaters.
And I was down there the other night, and it's a charming walk down by the gazebo by the lake, especially at
They're
night.
better there than they were last year over by the Y. Yeah, it's a better setting.
Yeah, I think there's at least 40.
50.
There's 50.
Yeah.
One wasn't decorated yet. Now I don't know if it is. It was a littler tree, and nobody had decorated it but I don't know if it is now or not. So, but they intend on doing. So I understand it, ordering 100 next year. There was only 25 last year when we first did the project, and then they've expanded it double to 50 this year, and I expect it will grow because it's a neat thing to do, and it's kind of like a community thing because when you're decorating it, everybody's there decorating their trees, and they all go around and look at other trees and talk to you. So it's kind of fun to do too.
Yeah, and I heard that the breaker blew, and so the lights weren't lit on the light up night.
Yes.
Yeah,
What,
they
the 17th?
what did they say they did, Lisa?
The ground faults on the ground got wet, and there were also some people that went over the limit on their lights.
So you're only supposed to use 30 amps. And
Total.
a lot of the people did not use what they told them to, LED lights,
Yeah.
and they were over. And so it weakens the lights to the other trees, and then eventually, if it's too much, it'll just blow it.
A little, what, American Lampoon Christmas?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think when they flipped the switch, somebody said that the lights down in the park went out. The moment because they were lit on that Friday night when they had the downtown light up. Our trees were already lit down there, and as soon as they flipped that switch for up on top, then our trees went out.
So something else may have
I
been in
think
the
so.
system.
I think
Okay. So this will be a tradition for you, a skateaway tree?
No, this is a one-time thing.
Okay.
Next year, I'm going to do a caboose tree, I think.
All right. So if you want to make a contribution to the skateaway tree, you need to do it this season.
Yes.
And then,
in an ornament, not money, in
Yeah.
an ornament, yeah, because we
So-
don't take money.
so speaking of the Cabooses, are there any big news
Yes,
on them?
yes. Thank God. We are now reestablished by the IRS as a 501c3, and we have the papers to prove it. So we have been hung up for 7 months with trying to get that back when the lady that was treasurer let it lapse 3 notices and she didn't answer them. And then it was, I think, back to 2017, we weren't recognized. We didn't even know it. We were accepting donations and didn't even know it.
Well, sometimes when you have a mailing address and officers change, things get lost in the mail.
No, it wasn't the lost in the mail. It was just the fact that she didn't fill out the papers. Every year you have to do that and register with the IRS and answer them. And
So
she
you're-
didn't answer them for 3 notifications, and that just disqualified the Cabooses from being accepted as recognized by the IRS. Now, we were by the state. That's why we kept, we didn't know.
Yeah.
So, but she wouldn't give us the papers either. That's why we didn't know. Finally, we had to have the papers, and legally we had to have them.
But you're reestablished now, so
Oh yes, it's all clear.
what kind of timeline? Is there a plan now, working on the Cabooses next spring and summer?
Yes.
Soon as you get
I
money.
can start fundraising again. We had monies from the VFW and the Eagles, and it was great sums, and we couldn't cash them because we found out in between getting those and finding out we weren't IRS approved, we wouldn't do that. It wouldn't have been legal. So we held the checks. Now the VFW checks were still good. They didn't have a timeline on them, but the Eagles had 90 days. So we have to ask them if they'll reissue that check.
So will there be a fundraiser effort again?
Yes, we're planning fundraisers. In fact, we're planning a lot of things. We're planning on fundraisers, and Cindy Stevens is our president. I am vice president. And my title under that is publicity and fundraising. So I'm actually in charge of the fundraising. And it was going good until I just had to put the stop on it. So I'll pick that up again. But we had a 4th of July hot dog sale in the park on the 4th of July next to the pump house. And so the next thing she's planning is a spring opening thing. So, and we will be planning that through the winter and do that big because we're closed right now.
Yeah, about the time when the Cabooses would open. Is that in May or April?
It usually opens in May, but there's something coming up in March we're going to take part in. I forget what it was with the downtown.
Okay.
We intend on being with the downtown, and anything they're open for special, we want to be open for. We were open for the downtown open house when it opened, you know.
I was there.
And and if you look at the cabooses, they're all decorated. They were beautiful. I think it won the prize. If they would have given a prize for downtown decoration, I think the cabooses would have won the prize because they're beautiful.
So we need to await future news about the Cabooses.
Yeah, and we're trying to partnership with the museum because there's a new director there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's contacting schools, and we would like to be a part of the school tours with him this year. So, and we have contacted him. It was, and he said that he would talk, when he talked to the principals, he would see what they thought about making another stop downtown, because see, they make a stop at the museum, but then they go to the Mount City, what we used to call Mount City.
Yeah.
They go there also.
Hopeful culture.
So